Is that an octopus in your p***, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts Woodward Sports.
Go Red Wings is right. Welcome to Woodward Wings. I am Justin Satawa. I am joined by Spencer Raxter. And what a game, man. Just through and through, 4 lines of dominance from your Detroit Red Wings. Slipped a little bit at the end, but, you know, it's all good. We're there. Lots of stuff to talk about. Spencer Raxter, not initial thoughts. He just got up. I will give you my initial thoughts. First of all, you got to give out a big shout out for John Laird, 27 years old, first NHL goal today. And what this team we have griped them from day one is controlling the paint area, and especially offensively. Today they got into that dirty area. Most of their goals were from the dirty areas, and they just were the screens, the tips, the rebound goals, like everything was there for the Red Wings today. And that's where I want to start, because it was all 4 lines, all of them playing great offensive hockey.
Yeah, it absolutely was. Like you said, JVR in front of the net, camped out, great play. Elmer Soderblom in front of the net, camped out. Great play by Marco Kasper to keep the puck alive, doing his best Henrik Zetterberg impersonation, just keeping the puck safe, making sure it's on his stick, and then dumping it down to Soda, who was just – that goal by Soda was just, I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you. I'm going to box you out, and I'm going to score this goal. And it's exactly what he did. And shout out his mom, absolute smoke. She is fucking hot, dude. Shout out to the moms there. By the way, everything we do on this channel is for comedic and satirical purposes. We do not promote sexual gratification or the harm to others in any other way. Shout out to Soda's mom. She's a smoke show. And I love seeing Soda use his body. We talked about it a couple times, but like, JVR showing Elmer Soderblom how to be big in the NHL and how to play big in the NHL has been so beneficial for him. And that line, I'm glad that the Danielson, Soderblom, and Kasper line finally got a goal, because they've just been playing so well. Excuse me. And we were texting during the game, and I told you, like, Soda's got to kind of be the goal horse on that line for them to get those points going, and we saw exactly why he can do it.
Yeah, and even if it's just that type of goals, like being able to control that area of the ice is so huge. Especially you're seeing Kasper get so much more comfortable playing on the outside, being more of a skill, like power forward hybrid, not just using his body. And Danielson, like their chemistry is so smooth together. And like you said, just body, like your text to me literally said, a putback dunk where I am bigger than you. And that's what he did. And it was so beautiful to see, because JVR has invoked this wisdom onto him, where he now understands how much of a weapon his body is. And we always were like, oh, the silky hands, like he's got such nice hands, because he does. And you saw it on the goal. You know, he takes it forehand, backhand, and roofs it. Like, that takes some skill, and you're seeing the skill elevate to the next level when he gets into the areas to succeed, like he did today. And that's just this line. I'm so glad they put him together, because it seems like you have solidified your lines truly, and where there's not going to be, unless we hit another, dead cold streak in the middle of the season, there's going to be no changes. This is how it's going to be, because they have all 3 lines have chemistry, and all 3 lines bring you something different, and that's what I love about them.
Absolutely, and I love when, like, you see the opposing team kind of get some puck control, or they get some good offensive possessions. Normally, Todd would just put the first line out there and just let them go and flip the script. But now he's putting that third line out there, and those guys are mucking it up. When you put Soda and Danielson and Kasper out there, they're playing grimy, they're getting in the slop, and they're making things happen. So I really like to see that. That line continue to play so well. And like I said, very happy that they actually cashed one in. And obviously, Soda, like, that was a Jalen Duren thing. It was literally a putback dunk. He was too big, too long, arms are too much reach. Like, it was beautiful. But the thing I want to talk about the most, and the thing I want to highlight the most, is you heard Larry Murphy say it in the intermission. You heard Ken Daniels say it during the broadcast. We've heard Chris Osgood say it in the postgame. Mo Sider is a top 5 defenseman in the NHL
Yeah.
right now, and he is one of the favorites to win the Norris Trophy. What he's doing right now is just so impressive. His bank shot to Van Riemsdyk in front of the net was just absolutely beautiful. He set that one up perfectly. And then just the nasty top
Just
shed snipe on the
gross
break,
snipe.
bro. Insane shit. Like, just pulled it top shelf. Beauty snipe on the break. Mo Sider is a top 5 defenseman in the NHL right now, period. I don't care what you have to say about it. I don't care if you don't like him for some reason. I don't care if you didn't think that he was living up to expectations the past couple of years. Well, he has arrived. He is here now, and he is the best player on this team. Hard stop. He is going out there every single night. He's giving you all the minutes in the world. He's the best defensive player on the team. He's your best offensive defenseman. He is quarterbacking the power play. Everything he is doing is making him a Norris contender with guys like Cale Makar and Quinn Hughes. Those are the breaths that you have to put Mo Sider in the way he's playing right now. And it's not just a flash in the pan. It has been consistently the best player on this team all season.
And that's absolutely facts. You just went on a heater there, Spenny, and I couldn't agree more. Mo Sider is taking the step that he has been ridiculed for not being able to take over this last 2 seasons, and now you're seeing it, and it's a lot of the reason is how much he has faith in Simon Edvinsson right next to him. And they move together in lockstep, and it's really a big deal because it's allowing him to just blossom in every regard. Like, we always thought that Mo was just going to be the shutdown defenseman. Like, having 20 points in the last 20 games in his bag, like I that's something that is special.
Yeah,
and
it's Norris shit. It's literally Norris shit.
No, absolutely. So to see both them grow and Edvinsson become more physical, that's been great as well. I'd still love to see a little bit more from him on the physical, but he's still like they are literally the best, like full stop, the best pair in the NHL.
Yes, they are.
Like that is how they are playing right now. And you see it today. Like, their advanced metrics are off the charts. They're projected 2.2 goals for, 0.2 goals against, 0.2 goals against. You know, they were out there for 3 goals, let up 1.
Yeah.
Like, they are just playing out of their mind, and they eat minutes. Like, they literally play so much, and they play so well, and you never see a slip in their game or cracks. Like, I'm so excited for them moving towards into the future.
This, obviously, we got to get to March, and then we can have real deal discussions because we know what March has been for this team over the past couple of years. But this has been such a gratifying season for the Believers so far. Because how much have we defended Mo Sider saying, listen, you paired him with Jake Wallman and Ben Sherratt. Give him an actual pair, and he is going to become a Norris Trophy guy. You give him an actual mate in Edvinsson, and he's a Norris Trophy guy. Obviously, we've talked about the young guys and the eyes are playing and everything, and we have been staunch defenders of that. And now we're seeing it unfold. Like I said, it just feels so good because this is exactly what we've been battling for, exactly what we've been telling people. And I understand that people that don't really watch hockey or don't really like hockey hated to hear like, oh, it takes 5 years for these guys to develop. They're all like, oh, bullshit. No, it actually does.
It actually does.
And we're seeing Mo Sider blossom into one of the best defensemen in the NHL. And the rest of the team, I know I don't want to talk about organizational success, but the Grand Rapids Griffins are the best AHL team in the history of the world right now. Like, it's just insane what they're doing. And it's good to see everybody following through and all of the guys that we expected to go right, going right. It's working out right now for the Red Wings. They're hot. They're an absolute wagon. Obviously, there's still a lot of season left, and March is scary to me still. But I think what we're seeing out of other guys like Sebastian Cossa or an MBN or other players like that are going to come up in these later months to give you a push through that slump, because MBN just had an absolute rocket piss missile of a goal, and he has been obliterating people in open ice in the AHL. So I can't wait for him to come back up to this team when they need him and just provide a spark. But it's so fun to watch these Red Wings play, man. 40-plus shots on goal, up and down the ice, not making stupid passes, cleaning up their entries, cleaning up their exits. They're really playing great hockey right now.
Yeah, they are. And it's everything, honestly, we griped about over the last 2 years has seemingly been fixed and has been to the foundational, like, norm that Todd McClellan has set for them. Like we always griped on how the forecheck was always ass, and they would just get broken out every single time. Now they are hemming teams in, especially those lower lines. Are you can really tell how much their forechecks are making them more of a positive note for this team. You're seeing in the defensive zone, it's a lot more controlled breakouts. We're not getting hemmed in as much. Our goaltenders are making big saves for us. Cam
Gibson was
Talbot has
great
been
again.
playing shaky lately, but John Gibson has been playing phenomenal. John Gibson is playing like everything that we expected him to be when we traded for him. So now we're getting to a point where like you have to really start buying this team. Like they're on a 97-point pace under McClellan. Like since he's gotten here, like that's enough to get you into the playoffs. And you're playing even like think about how close you were last year. And at this point last year, you were firing your coach. You were second to last in the Eastern Conference. You were, I believe, like 8 points out of the playoff spot in December at the roster freeze.
Now you're not playing catch up. Now you're playing from ahead.
Yeah.
And you're putting it on teams. Like the Washington Capitals are a fantastic team.
And you just outskated them from the jump. They had no chance. They even tried to come and bring a physical barrage, which we were talking about in our text chain in the end of the first period. Didn't matter. The Red Wings just skated right through that pressure and just continued to – they were skating circles around them in the offensive zone, and it was every line. Yeah. Like, it literally was all four lines making plays. And that's like we were never this deep last year. Last year, you asked us, and we would have told you, yeah, we have, 1.5 good lines, like seriously, like we would, or 1 2/3 technically. This year, like I can very solid, like foundationally say that we have 3 lines of very good hockey players that can compete on any given night against any given team.
Yeah, you're 100% right, man. It's the depth is so much better than it was last year with guys like JVR. Like we were scared that JVR was going to be on the top 6 because nobody knew Emmett Finney was going to be what he was. But when they signed JVR, we loved that for the bottom 6, and he's proving why it's so effective. And him being able to fill in on the first power play with Patrick Kane out. Need Patrick Kane back on the power play, that's for sure. Because those looked pretty sloppy without him, but it was great, and Appleton's still not even back yet. He is going to provide even more depth once he gets back. And we talked about one thing, which I thought was kind of funny, but it makes sense. I was kind of saying it as a joke when I texted you, but it honestly is true. Like Aljo has kind of been getting bodied a little bit this year. Like last year, he was so good, played so physical for a smaller defenseman. He was really putting people on their ass and kind of throwing his weight around. But this year, he's been getting bullied like a lot. He's been getting run through a lot. And I think it's because teams are so pissed off having to deal with Mo Seider and Simon Edvinsson beating the fuck out of them when they're on the ice at all times, that as soon as they get off the ice, they're like, all right, we got to kill somebody. And that's when ASP or Aljo just get ran through because, like, they're finally, we don't have these fucking 6'4" European assholes back there. We can finally hit one of these guys. So I honestly think, like, Mo Seider and Simon Edvinsson being so good are making it harder for Aljo and ASP to, like, just skate around because other teams, like, got to get their lick in somewhere, and they know they can't when those two guys are on the ice. Yeah, and they're always on the ice.
You saw Tom Wilson take a dirty run at ASP. Yeah, I definitely agree with everything you're saying.
Wilson, oh, man.
Not to, like, bring down the mood a little bit, but, the Eastern Conference still is a absolute gauntlet. So to run through the standings real quick, Red Wings in the lead with 43 points. Florida, this is in the Atlantic Division, 40 for the Panthers, 40 for the Canadians, and then following them are the Bruins with 40 and the Lightning with 39.
And that's Jake Christner in there says, I'm a little worried about our goal differential and teams lurking behind us with less game played. And yeah, dude, you're going to be looking over your shoulder the whole season. Like, you're not going to get a comfortable playoff lead in this Eastern Conference. You're going to have to win. The biggest thing is you cannot put together like 3-game losing streaks because that will put you from first place into 5th place or below. So you just need to keep winning. You can't be looking over your shoulder because you're going to have to all year. You just got to focus on going forward and winning the games in front of you. The East is going to be a bloodbath all season. So you just got to keep stacking together points and wins in regulation.
And in terms of the goal differential, I don't fear the goal differential because there's been a few times in this year that the Red Wings have just like played awful. They got
Yeah.
blown out, and they haven't really reciprocated that. They haven't been doing any blowing out. This is probably the most convincing.
Yo.
This is this has been the most convincing win that the Red Wings have had in a minute. And the win analytics say that they had a 73% game control, and
They dominated the
they were
Capitals, dude.
dominating this game.
Yeah.
So that was great to see. I just don't like this has not been a traditional like goal differential season for the Red Wings. You know, you got blown out by the Islanders by 5 goals, and you got like twice. It just happens, and it sucks. And I'm
It's
not
still
gonna
early on in the season.
Yeah, and also you weren't getting the goaltending you're getting now as well. You know, Gibson, even on Talbot's hot streak, Gibson's still giving you more than what Talbot was giving you.
For sure.
And this is also the best December they have had in terms of points that in the last 10 or 15 years. I don't remember what the stat was in, which is insane to think about that they've been this bad in this December where we are not even until December 20th.
Yeah.
Or it is.
I mean,
December
that
20th.
was Lalonde, dude. It's like Coach McClellan has these boys off to the start that they need to have a playoff spot in the East, because in this conference, in this division, you cannot dig yourself in a hole like they had been over the past couple of years to begin the season. And that's why starting off fast was extremely important. And they obviously have. They've been hot, and they're continuing to be hot. I don't even know if it's starting off fast at this point. They're just playing well. Jason Perrette in the Woodward Sports Chat says, big game tomorrow. We cannot come out flat at all. And yeah, that's always the nervousness of the back-to-backs, especially when you have a big offensive game on the one before that, is like, oh man, maybe they're going to get shut out.
I'll be in attendance.
Yeah, a lot of people are. Bring the mojo, but hopefully Kaner can go. I don't know what his injury looks like, but that would be a big spark if he could go in the back-to-back. Have his legs as fresh as they possibly can be at this point. And it's I'm assuming it's going to be Talbot, so hopefully he doesn't just get sniped. But listen, we'll worry about that when we got to it.
He doesn't get sniped.
We'll worry about that when we get to it, because the Red Wings offense looked great. If they play like that, they're going to beat them again tomorrow. Obviously, you got to keep that momentum going, and the Capitals are going to want to get their get back. So you got to quell the storm in the first period and don't let them jump all over you. And it should be a good game.
Yeah, it should be. And me and Spenny are gonna have some little special for you guys. It is a vintage shirt night down there at LCA. So me and Spenny are both going to get a package, and we're gonna open it live post game. So we'll get you that content as well. Spenny, send your shirt size, please, so I don't forget.
Yep.
But we do have to give some credit to
I'm gonna Apple Cash you $30 and then $20 because I have $30 in Apple Cash. I want to use that first.
Okay, that's fine. So John Leonard scores his first NHL goal. He's been ripping it up in the A.
Well, his first Red Wings goal.
Red Wings goal.
Yeah.
Apologize.
It's a seventh in the NHL, they said.
So, okay. I see it. That's Spenny pulling out the facts. I like it.
Ken Daniels, my goat.
Yeah, I was listening into it without the sound on. I was watching the Texas A&M Miami game with my dad at the same time, so he gets the sound on. As you got to tip the cap to the father
for sure. Pop.
However, he's been playing great. Getting put in Patrick Kane's role, not the easiest thing to do. He comes out. He's playing really solid. He's playing physical. He is getting to the net, getting to the dirty areas, doing what you got to do to score goals in the NHL. And then that's honestly and to give credit to Alex DeBrincat as well. He's come out and played the best couple games of his season so far, and just really controlling in all 3 zones, like the skating. I mean, he had a couple breakaways today that he created off of his own defensive plays, and just showing how he's a 200-foot player. Even though he's so small, he still gets physical.
He wins
still
puck
plays
battles
good defense.
A lot, man.
And he was really all over the place today and deserves a lot of credit for honestly carrying that line offensively, because there's not much to work with when you got Kopp and then a career AHL, even though he's playing some good hockey right now.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Like, I thought the two unsung heroes of this game were Marco Kasper and Alex DeBrincat, because they were both just like you said, doing the dirty work, making the ugly plays, getting back there, winning puck battles, keeping the offense alive with the puck on their tape in the zone, controlling it well, defending it well. And that's what you have to do to maintain offensive zone control. You need someone to pull a Henrik Zetterberg and to put their shoulder into somebody or to keep it against the boards and keep the puck alive. And that's obviously why Zetterberg was so good. I mean, everybody knows that. He was one of the best at protecting the puck that I've ever seen. And Marco Kasper and Alex DeBrincat did a very good job with that to keep offensive possessions alive for the Red Wings. Cat's been hot. He missed the backhand, tried to get a little too fancy on the break and couldn't lift the backhand, but it was a great game by him, a great game by Marco, and it's good to see them play like that. Like you said, especially without Kane. Leonard has been great filling in for Patrick Kane in 5-on-5, but I think they need to take him off the power play or switch it up. Can we get Marco some power play 1 minute? Why not? Why not? Like please.
Yeah.
But
anything to get him going, because
anything to get him going. And I think if Kane has to miss another game, I wouldn't mind seeing Marco up there instead of Leonard. Because Leonard he's doing well on the not on the second line, I mean on the power play, because Leonard has been doing well at 5-on-5, so he can stay there. But I wouldn't mind seeing Marco take a spot on the power play.
Yeah, I agree. He's got to start seeing some pucks go in, and that's another way where you can start getting him comfortable in space. Oh my God, my bad. I thought the text A&M just threw the game sealing interception.
That game's so poop, dude.
Dude, this game's ass. It's so bad. Thank God the Wings are on, dude. I'd be crashing out if this is like my.
I had the Tom Izzo can't play against the zone and playing 14 players in the first half gimmick to struggle to Oakland to like make it a believable game that I had to watch, and I turned it off because that shit gives me anxiety. He does it every year, where he acts like he doesn't know how to coach against the zone in the first half against Oakland, and he makes sure every single player on the bench plays 5 minutes each. And it's like, oh, we're tied with Oakland at half, and then they come out and they get into like a 15-point run to start the second half. And it literally happens every single year, and I know it's going to happen, but it gives me anxiety every time. I like never watch this game.
Yeah, that's clown. But what's not clown is the way that, I mean, I can't wait for Sherratt to be on the third pair, bro. Like, seriously. Like, it's going to be, the day it happens, it's going to be so sweet.
Yeah.
But we were talking, one thing we were talking about, because Sherratt's kind of our enforcer, I would say. If you were to make me pick a guy, I'd probably say it's like, or the pest. It'd probably be Sherratt.
He's the bully.
Yeah.
Am I echoing? They're saying I'm echoing. Is that on your end or is that me?
I cannot hear an echo.
All right, but yeah. Ben Sherratt, we talked about it because we were talking about Tom Wilson in our Hockey Elite chat. And I was talking about how I love Tom Wilson, and I think the Red Wings still need a bully. We don't have a bully. Our bully, and
it needs to be a forward. My opinion,
it's got to be a forward.
Because forwards have the ability to actually be true pests, and like because they play like all 200 feet, and a winger can come down and blow up another forward with minimal repercussion. A D can't really get out of position to go blow someone up or to go piss someone off or go stick check McDavid.
And I think that is eventually going to be MBN. That's what he is. Yeah. He is a bully. He is a pest. He is a guy that can, like, I don't want to say he's Tom Wilson-esque, but like he is just as good offensively as he is aggressive and physical. So I think he'll eventually be that. But I wouldn't mind seeing Steve Yzerman trade for a guy like that at the deadline to bring in and have him be kind of your enforcer to go into there's no enforcers in the NHL anymore. But you need a bully. You need an asshole. We don't have an asshole. Like Brad Marchand was an asshole. He's not a big guy. He's not an enforcer, but he's an asshole. We need a guy like that that's going to, when you see DeBrincat get a chicken wing in the corner, he's going to go over there. He's going to put somebody on their fucking ass.
Yeah, and go fucking stick his tongue out at him and go like, you fucking pussy.
Yeah.
Fucking eat. Yeah, you got to do that type of shit.
Dude, Tom Wilson was chirping after he got into it with Raymond.
Oh, my God. Marcel just threw a hospital ball to their running back. Jesus. Yeah. Tom Wilson he epitomizes the nature of what a power forward needs to be in the NHL now. Yeah. He's, he can hit, he can chuck knucks, he can score goals. He leads their team in goals right now.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the type of player that you need to add to this roster because you like the secondary scoring as well.
He's got 22 goals already.
Yeah. He's a monster. you gotta find someone who can fill that role, score some goals, make some plays, and I think that you like that's like the one thing that you're missing. I see where the rest of
17 goals. My bad.
the rest of the pieces are going to come from in terms of like filling roles to be a deep run playoff team. Like you can see the trajectory of the players, but you're missing that kind of pest goon, and MBN could definitely be that guy.
That's what he's
for
going
sure,
to be, but I don't like.
It's never bad to have two.
It's never bad to have two, and I don't
Or
think
three.
he's going to be that this year for the playoff run. I'm talking about the playoff run this year. Like, I don't know if MBN's ready to be that yet. Like, you got to at least be a year in the league before you can really start to do stuff like that. So I wouldn't mind. Like I said, what have I said the whole fucking offseason? Give me an asshole Canadian forward. That's what I need on this team.
Yeah,
and not French Canadian either. That's why I you guys know I unreasonably love Ben Sherratt, but like I said in the chat, he's too French. He's too French,
so the
not
thing
enough
is,
Canadian.
Though, where do you put him?
The forward?
Unless he plays center, because then you could slot him with Kane to break it. But
you'll find somewhere for him.
You probably have to break up that Soda, Casper.
I wouldn't mind it being a center and moving Kopp to the fourth line or something.
Yeah.
I think that's the obvious thing is you got. I don't know who would fit that mold, but somebody that could be the center. And that's the only really open spot right now because you don't want to break up that third line, and you can't touch the first line either. And obviously, Kane and Cat have to be the wings. So I think even though Kopp is playing well, and I don't want to put this on Andrew Kopp, he has been playing very well, but that's really the only spot where you're like, okay, that's where they could upgrade. And obviously, Henry Moore says the goon can also come from the D for sure. But I think we've already got like Sider and Edmondson and Sherratt are already physical enough back there. Really, your forward is where you're lacking it. And we'll see, though. I'm not like saying they need this or they're. I'm just saying if I was asking for something in the trade market from Steve Yzerman, it'd be an asshole Canadian forward.
Do you start thinking that Aljo gives you a little bit of flexibility in the trade market where he could be someone who you have to explore when it comes to like when you're really thinking about this group moving forward? You're going to commit to Edmondson, Sider, and ASP, obviously, and then Sherratt, you have for one more year after this.
I think Aljo is expendable. Yes,
I think we're talking about because Sherratt and JBD is fine, or even so. Yeah, it really makes him expendable, and as a nice trade piece, him. A solid forward prospect and a pick should be able to fetch you something pretty solid at the deadline.
Pretty much anything moved at the deadline that will get you it, honestly. So, unless it's obviously something crazy.
Yeah, unless something crazy that we don't think is going to come available starts to become available, which would have been, was like the Quinn Hughes stuff. But that we could see that coming. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of interesting moves that the Red Wings can make here at the deadline to seal up the roster and really make them
I do got to dip though. I got to go to my dad's. So
yep, you're good. Well, this will do it for us. Thank you guys for tapping in. We appreciate you. A little unorthodox Wings episode. No Wings for you tomorrow, unfortunately. The Lions will be playing right after the game. Lions, baby. So we will catch you when they play after that and during the week. So thank you so much for tapping in from Woodward Wings. From Justin, from Spenny. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.